said, I'm very excited to be here to be talking about what we're doing at HTC Vive. My name is Raymond Mosco. I work for developer relations. Thanks, Greg. I work for developer relations, and while we are traditionally a virtual reality company, and if you've been in virtual production for a long time, you probably have interesting battle stories of having used our VR headsets and our trackers to do a variety of different things in virtual production environments, be it to do virtual location scouting or to be tracking props or a variety of different things. If you're out there and you've done that, I'd love you to track me down later and kind of tell me some of your war stories. I've heard a lot of them before, and I just love hearing the kind of breadth and width of what people have done with this virtual reality technology. But as a result of that, we took that feedback and that, understanding that y'all were looking to use this technology for a production purpose. And so as a result, about a year ago, we released something called, let's see if the clicker works. So we get one click, one click. We introduced something at NAB 2 years ago, or called VIVE Mars. VIVE Mars was our attempt to create a professional class camera tracking solution that allowed you to do all the things that you really needed and have the features that you needed. Things like Genlock, things like time code that you weren't really able to do if you were kludging together a camera tracking solution with a Vive Pro headset. And so as a result, we released that about a year ago to the day. And I'm very excited. You'll learn a little bit later about how many of them are out in the world. But some of the incredible features around VIVE Mars is the ease of setup, the incredible price. At $5,000, it's an incredible camera tracking solution to allow you to do a lot of the same sophisticated things that some of the other tracking solutions on the market are doing, but again, at a very affordable price. And not only camera tracking, we're finding folks that are using it for a variety of different things, attaching it to props, attaching it to lighting, doing all kinds of different gags and all kinds of different sort of things in game engines to allow you to do the things that you want to do with virtual production. In addition to one button recentering, very simple lens calibration, you're able to set up a camera tracking solution in a matter of minutes rather than having to spend hours trying to get this solution up and running. We found that even partners that are using existing camera tracking solutions, a lot of times we'll buy a VIVE Mars to have as a backup, just in case, so they can kind of save the back half of the day if they lose tracking at lunch. And part of the reason that VIVE Mars is so exciting is that we have this incredible Facebook community of creators and filmmakers that are interacting with each other, talking with each other, and teaching each other how to use this technology. And as a result of that, we came together, I think about 6 weeks ago, and we put together our first community-driven best shot competition. And, it was really exciting. We weren't really sure how well this would go in the community, but the community was excited about it, and we got a large amount of submissions in regards to it. And it also allowed us to give an opportunity to showcase the incredible mentors that we have in our community. And so I'd like to take a moment and just give a thank you to Jordan Vanderpunt of Cinecom, Phil Galler, who's here. A lot of these folks are actually here at the conference. Some of them are here in the room right now. Thanks, Ed. Phil Galler from NEP Lux Machina, Norman Wang from Glassbox Technologies, Daniel Malik from View Technologies, and then Ed himself, Edward Dawson Taylor from CG Pro. So thank you for participating as judges in our competition. I know there was a lot of submissions that you had to review, and we realized that based on the submissions that we received, we didn't want to just highlight a single winner. We wanted to kind of create a couple different categories and showcase incredible creators in those different categories. And so as a result, I'd like to take a minute and actually announce the winners of that competition. You'll actually get to see these shorts coming up next week. That's when we'll actually start releasing them on our socials. But right now, I'd like to say congratulations. Come on. Congratulations to Eddie Kwan for Best Story. Yeah, right now. Let's give him a hand, right? Matthew Vassalero for Most Immersive. Omar Moreau for best performance, Kevin Uskakovic for best behind the scenes. One of the components of the competition is that you had to use VIVE Mars, and so in order to prove that you use VIVE Mars, you had to provide back behind the scenes footage showing you using it. And I think for a lot of us, sometimes that's the most impressive part of these productions. It's not. I mean, we can create incredible visuals, but sometimes seeing how folks are using it, the incredible little tricks that people use to create some of these experiences, that is really what gets a lot of us excited and inspired to go off and create more content. Additionally, Timothy Wong for best cinematography. It's cool, yeah. And Johannes Skug for best creativity. Might have one more. And then probably my favorite, Edward Green for most abstract. So check out our socials, VIVE Mars, pretty much on everything, and you'll be able to see those shorts. The requirements for the presentation is the clips had to be anywhere between 15 seconds and 2 minutes. We weren't looking for epic odysseys. We just wanted to see what people could do with a short period of time. One of the other components is you had to include the VIVE logo in the presentation. So, I'm curious, I'm excited for y'all to see kind of how these creators were able to use these constraints in order to create this content. But the main reason we're here at Production Summit is that, you may have noticed on the best shot competition, the winners receive something called a Mars FIZTrack. We've been hearing from you since we released Mars that the missing component of the equation is the ability to use something other than prime lenses. And so we took that information to heart and we went off and we built a lens encoder for y'all. And so I'd like to announce that starting today on our website, you can order the Mars FIZTrack lens encoder. Let's check it out. Come on. It's shipping now. Oh, no. All right.
When HTC Vive introduced VIVE Mars CamTrack last year, it was a breakthrough moment marking the arrival of a simple, user-friendly, and affordable camera tracking solution.
The reason we decided to go with the Mars CamTrack system was because, frankly, it was perfect to do the size of stage that we have. It was affordable, and it's really easy to use.
We're excited to announce the next essential component that empowers cinematographers to elevate their shots to the next level. Introducing Mars FIZTrack.
If you don't know what Fizz is your focus, iris, and zoom on your camera. Typically with the VIVE Mars CamTrack, you can track your camera position, but you can't track your lens data. So if you ever zoom in on your lens with the zoom lens, your frustum's not updating with your focal length. Same thing if you ever rack your focus on your lens, it's not updating with the Unreal Engine. So with the FIZTrack system, you can take your lens data and bring that directly into Unreal Engine. So as you zoom on your lens on your physical camera, your frustum zooms on Unreal Engine. The reason why we really need a lens encoder when shooting on our LED volume is in our studio, there's not as much depth as if we're shooting on an outdoor location. So bringing in our lens data into Unreal Engine, we're able to mimic all that depth.
At Social U, we do a lot of talking head videos where we have people sitting in a chair like this, talking to you in a green screen environment, like I am right now. We felt ourselves changing focus, but the background focus was staying static with that. It wasn't working in concert with that foreground movement. What this allows us to do with the Mars FIZTrack is now all of that's going to be working in real time together. So as that person approaches the camera, that background's going to change its focal quality as we're racking that focus.
Continuing our mission to make virtual production simple, Mars FIZTrack empowers studios to adapt their existing cinematic techniques for virtual production without compromise.
Because it plugs directly into the Mars, it's great because it gets its power from that, and it also sends its data through the Mars system. Once we were able to do the encoding and get the lens mapping bits done, we were really then able to control the fall-off side of things in the virtual world, and that sort of made everybody happy, and we were all high-fiving and stuff, so it was great.
Precision meets simplicity. Let Mars FIZTrack elevate your virtual production cinematography.
Yeah, Mars FIZTrack available starting today. And like I said, this has been the missing piece of the equation, or at least that's what y'all have told us. People who are users who are able to who purchased Mars early were really able to make a lot of incredible content with simply prime lenses. But the want to be able to use to control the data from your fizz, from your focus, your iris, and your zoom, and be able to push that back into game engine, so that as you rack focus, as you rack the iris, you're able to see those adjustments in the game engine. This is huge. The other exciting thing about it is that it's very affordable. Much like Mars CamTrack, it was priced at $5,000. A lot of people have told us that it is an order of magnitude cheaper than a lot of the other camera tracking solutions on the market. Mars FIZTrack is coming out today at $499. So similarly, a very affordable solution. We've calculated that for roughly $7,000, you can have three FIZTracks, the Mars CamTrack solution, as well as some extra base stations, and you have everything you need to run a full virtual production shoot in your home or on a studio. One of the exciting things that we're also seeing is that in addition to filmmakers, we're finding a lot of agencies, a lot of houses of worship, a lot of education institutions being able to purchase Mars and use it to be able to add this kind of virtual production touch to the type of content that they're making. You'll see the Mars CamTrack. It's attached actually to this camera up here. So at the end of the presentation, if you're interested in taking a look at it, feel free to get up and kind of play with it a little bit. Additionally, it's very easy to set up. Much like Mars sets up in about 10-15 minutes, you literally just plug one USB cable from the FIZTrack into the Mars rover, and you're ready to go. So these lens encoders are very quick to set up, and that is part of the ethos that we have with our technology, being able to make it very easy and accessible to use. Here's a product spec. So it fits on pretty standard rails. It's got a standard kind of M.8 gear on it, so it fits most standard lenses. Um, and yeah, like I said, it's very easy to connect and kind of connect to your camera. Additionally, there is a 0.52-inch OLED display on it, so you're able to see the readout of the positioning of the lens tracker as you rack the focus on the barrel of the lens. So yeah, shipping now. It's available in the U.S., UK, Australia, and then in APAC through some of our third-party resellers, and expect to see more locations providing it soon. That QR code will send you to the website where you can order it. Um, but additionally, it is, like I said, the missing part of our ecosystem. This here is a piece of content that a lot of people in our community really appreciate. It shows kind of a full pipeline and where our products, where the Mars ecosystem fits within that. And so yeah, so feel free to take a picture of this. Otherwise, you'll find it on our website, and you can get it there as well. It's exciting to announce that over 500 studios and institutions, including the studio here, are utilizing Mars CamTrack. We're excited that there's a lot of folks in town that are using it. So yeah, if it's something that you're really curious about, please reach out and we can find a place where you can get a demo here in town. Well, I'd like to introduce Jeremy Brooks, who is an industry professional. He is a virtual production producer here in town. He is also an early user of Mars. He's done a lot of things with this, and I'd love for him to tell us a little more about his experience.
Hi guys. Thank you. So yeah, as Ray just went through, I'm a virtual production producer, and I utilize uh, VIVE Mars CamTrack in several different ways, and I'd like to talk to you a little bit about it, of how it's actually changing the industry and how it can be utilized at every level of fidelity of filmmaking. Yesterday, I did an awesome panel on democratization of virtual production, and one of the things that I spoke on was coming into virtual production. The level of production is now being, the cost of it is being lowered and brought into um, filmmakers are able to enter that bar at a lower cost and produce higher fidelity production content. With that being said, the Mars CamTrack and the FIZTrack system is just adding to that. So for instance, right, he stated for $7,000, right, entry level, you can walk into any green screen stage. You can set this up within maybe less than 30 minutes, shoot an entire live composited production, and walk out and either have that ready for pitch and or YouTube content, short form content, or whatever you really need to use it for. But it's allowing filmmakers now to take a high fidelity of content. Unreal Engine has high fidelity assets. You have a high fidelity camera and a lens system, and now you have all that tracking and 3D data, and you take that into Unreal Engine and you do that live composite, and you walk into a studio and you're like, here's my movie, give me money. But if it was only that simple. But yeah, so one of the other things that I like about the system is the ease of use. I don't know how many of you have been around today, but I actually calibrated this lens in the lobby out there in about an hour. And that is a 5 focal point lens. And I did the 25, the 35, and the 55 in less than 30 minutes. And then I did the other ones just because. We are going to demonstrate it. I will be over at the demonstration post shortly, but I wanted to let you know that that is not normally heard of. I've used a bunch of other tracking systems, not to name names, but it takes 3 hours. The door would not be able to be open. It would have to be pitch black. No one can walk in front of the camera. No one can move the camera. No one can move the tracking system, or it's an entire process wasted. As you saw, I was doing that in the lobby. People were opening the door next to me. It was a very nerve-wracking and stressful situation with people walking around, and yet I calibrated a lens almost perfectly within an hour. And so that's something that a lot of other systems can't do, and it's portable, right? You can walk into any volume, hence this one. We walked into a volume, we hooked that up, we put the base stations up, I calibrated a lens, and now I'm ready to shoot a movie. We have a scene up here, the Bob's Big Boy coffee shop scene. And if we really wanted to, I could have social media content, a small short, if you wanted to do just a simple driving scene, or take a bigger page out of your script and have a full production ready tracking system, short film, and be able to take that and go and do that. Could be like a pickup shot for you if you were on a bigger budget film. Another thing that Ray touched on, which is really good, is you can use this collaboratively with other tracking systems. We have Stipe in the building, as you can see across the roof. There's Star Trackers. Stipe could have came in today, shot a bunch of footage with their for their movie or whoever was utilizing Stipe, and say we missed a shot and we had to do pickups. At the cost of the VIVE kit, you could walk into a green screen volume and really replicate that with a simple light, the car, if you have available to it, the camera, and then 1 or 2 of the FIZTrack systems, all for well under the price of a full day's volume visit. So there's plenty of reasons to invest in a system like this. It can take your level of fidelity so much further, and you'd be able to do countless things with it. So yeah, I'd like to open the floor back up to any questions on the system, specs, real world use. I'd be happy to come over and talk to people with it, and I'll hand it back to Ray.
Just it seems like we're running out of time here in the room, so just want to be thankful for our incredible hosts here. But we'll be around, so if you have any questions, feel free to flag us down. Thanks for hanging out at us at First Fridays and at the Production Summit 2023. I'm sure we'll see you next time.